Some people just should not have a podcast. I don't know how many times I have seen a garbage podcast clip on TikTok or Instagram Reels throughout the entire year of 2024. At this point, I'm really convinced the meme about, yo boys, we gotta start a podcast is real. The amount of unholy things or just cringe moments I have seen on my For You page or whatever is just unbearable. It's just very unwatchable. I can't. Just watch this clip for yourself.
Anyways.
What the?
Like, oh, it was him!
What the Sigma? What the Sigma?
Like, what is that?
What the Sigma?
I hate to say it, but I'm sorry. I'm sure a lot of people can agree with me here. I'm not trying to hear this type of shit for 2 hours, bro. Holy shit. I don't know how you sit there and listen to this type of shit for 2 hours, but I guess to each their own. But me personally, I just find this shit very corny. And you know it's bad when people in the YouTube Shorts comment section are not holding back. So just imagine Instagram Reels. It's gonna get a whole lot worse. Like, I don't think anybody wants to hear somebody spam what the Sigma over and over again. Like, it's like 1 full hour, you know? We gotta have better topic selection here. There's a reason why I don't make hour-long videos. It just wouldn't happen. It wouldn't make the cut. Half of it would just be straight slop, and I'd just be ranting about nothingness. And of course, not only is topics important when it comes to podcasts, another thing that is very important is the chemistry. Now, not everybody has the greatest chemistry in the world. And your best friends are usually the people you have the most chemistry with. That's kind of just how it works, bro. It's got to be a two-way street. Just imagine doing a podcast with people you have no chemistry with. And that's exactly what happened on the Impulsive podcast, where Logan Paul had KSI and Mr. Beast on a podcast because they had to launch Lunchly. And it pretty much just seems like they got together to promote every single thing they were working on at that moment. And it just seemed like 3 people with completely different interests just getting together talking about, I don't even know what at this point. It was just Logan Paul throwing random jabs at Mr. Beast and KSI. He asked Mr. Beast if he got bullied in school. Like, these are the real hard-hitting questions we need to find out, man. They were all having a conversation about Logan's child on the way. It was a pretty weird conversation. The conversation was pretty much like people finding out what childbirth is for the first time. And he used that to promote Lunchly, which is insane. Like, how the hell does that even happen? And of course, they also tried very hard to defend Lunchly on this podcast, and it just didn't work. The launch went terribly. The quality of the live stream was garbage. It was literally in 240p. There was mold on the product. It pretty much is just Feastables in a Lunchable. And it just seems like Logan Paul's having a hard time explaining what makes Lunchly so different.
I also think people are confused about what the product is. They're like, wait, so it's just Prime and Feastables in a Lunchables? No. No, it's Prime and Feastables in a lunch.
It just seemed like these 3 just getting together for the cameras. I mean, that's kind of what it seemed like in my point of view. It just all felt very forced because, well, there's some of the biggest names in YouTube right now, so they're like, oh, we gotta get together. Some of you may disagree with me on that. I don't know. Another very great example, the Hawk2a podcast. I'm sure everybody knew this was gonna be in the video. Of course it was, because why wouldn't it be? Bro, I don't think anybody wants to hear about the Hawk2a girl's life, or maybe people do. Maybe people are just curious and they need to tap in with what's going on with the Hawk2a girl. In the first episode already, you know, we were off with a rough start. That's all I'm gonna say. The levels of dragging they did with this meme was unbearable. I mean, at this point, bro, like the 10 seconds were up. Like, she should have just moved on to something else. I don't think anybody even wanted to hear it anymore. Or maybe people that were super fans of the Hawk2a girl wanted a breakdown of what is the Hawk2a meme, how the Hawk2a meme originated. It's crazy that shit made her a millionaire. I mean, good shit, but like, from the start, I thought that shit was corny. Yeah, in the first episode, they were doing a tutorial on how to say Hawk2a. I really don't think we need a full in-depth breakdown on how to say it. I think we'll pass on that.
You do it.
No, you do it.
Hot to.
There you go.
You gotta put like an emphasis on it, like to. You know, like really. Yeah. Say it. All right, all together.
Hot to.
Hot to.
And there was an episode with JoJo Siwa. Yeah, I don't even want to get into it, bro. But you know what's worse? Do you know what is absolutely worse? On this podcast called, I don't even know what it's called, bro. Like, I just found this clip. I was just looking for garbage podcast clips on YouTube, and I have stumbled across probably the worst podcast clip I have ever seen. But as I keep finding these, I don't know, maybe it will get worse. Apparently she quote unquote did some stuff to the dad in Bluey.
Oh, he's such a good dad.
He looks like a dog version of Phil Dunphy.
I masturbated to him. The dog dad, I would fucking fuck his brains out. The dog dad, he's funny, he's kind, he's smart. I have never, yes,
Okay.
he's a dog, and I have never been more attracted to anybody in my life.
What the actual mics need to be like mad expensive. I'm sorry, I'm saying it. Not everybody should be able to just get on here and just start talking about goddamn Bluey in that type of manner. Bro, this is a children's show, by the way. Why even bring this up either? To be honest with you, it probably had nothing to do with the topic at discussion. There's just some things that could go without saying, and this is one of them. I'm sorry, bro. Like, that's just not happening. I don't even know why people are willing to share this type of information in front of millions of people. Like, is that not embarrassing to you at all? You know, like, she should have cut this part out in post, but apparently, you know, they had to just leave it in. It was that interesting of a discussion point, to the point where they just had to have everybody lay eyes on whatever the hell this clip is. Bro, like, this is the type of information that Batman could not even get out of me. I would be taking that shit to the grave. But next, I found these OnlyFans girls are on YouTube Shorts doing like a podcast method for promotion. So, well, let's see what it's all about.
What's the best and worst part about being my brother?
The best part, I get to go to Disneyland. You like take me places, which is really fun. I like that. The worst part, you're just getting way too famous.
Period.
And I've been getting name called a lot more at school.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't think anybody would want to have to deal with that just because their sister does OnlyFans. At that point, I would say, fuck school. I'm not even going, bro. I'm just going to be homeschooled for the rest of my life. And the sad part is, it's out of his control. He can't even do anything about it.
Well, it's only going up from here, so I'm only gonna become more famous. Deal with it. Don't be so sensitive, like a little bit.
Ugh, stop being so sensitive, man. You just gotta deal with it. And for those of you that don't know who this girl is, she was in the Squid Games episode of Mr. Beast. And she was actually the winner, and that's how she started out in the first place. But I guess this is what she's up to nowadays. But this is probably all for marketing, because if he really was getting bullied at school, he wouldn't even be in the videos anymore. This shit's probably all just for marketing. I don't know. But next, we have this girl who got her grandparents on a podcast. I don't even know if this is like an actual podcast, but this was the question that her grandparents asked.
What's your body count?
Well, come on, tell us.
I don't.
You're just a sweet young lady.
Okay. I mean, like 11.
Like, that is the last thing anybody wants to ever talk about with their grandparents. And of course, it's scripted. It's gotta be. So you just say to your grandparents, okay, guys, so you gotta ask me what my body count is. It's gonna blow up. Trust me, it's gonna blow.
Riley, 11?
Yeah.
Those are like rookie numbers.
What?
Don't feel bad about it, girl.
What?
Fine.
Wait, what?
Life experience.
Grandma, what?
We've been to nude beaches.
Sure.
Okay, I was not expecting that. What the? Apparently 11 is his rookie numbers, man. You gotta get on his level. Who even came up with this video idea in the first place? Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is definitely a true story, guys. 100%. But okay, next up we got whatever this is.
I'm just not gonna have a man's baby just to have a man's baby. If a man wants me to have his baby, I have 2 requirements. You're gonna get a tattoo of my face on your body because it's a body for a body. My body's gonna change forever. Your body's gonna change forever.
What? I can't believe I'm even hearing this right now. Like, it should be my choice whether or not I want to get a tattoo. But now that's just a deal breaker. If I'm not willing to get a tattoo of her face, it's up. And how am I going to explain that to people? You know, tattoos usually have like a cool backstory and then people get into the lore of it. But this one is just like, yeah, I had to because my wife told me to. Like, that is probably the worst backstory for a tattoo.
And my push present is either a car or a house, preferably both, but I definitely want a tattoo of my face on the father of my child's body, preferably stomach, because my stomach is going to look different after a baby. So your stomach should look different too.
A car or a house is crazy. Like, do you expect this guy to be made of money too? He's got to save money to actually take care of this kid, not to just give you a car and a house. I think the mic privileges just need to be taken away for some people. She thought she cooked with this one too, which is crazy. Like, no one's going to be like, oh yeah, I agree. My husband deserves to get a tattoo on my my face. You know, like some thoughts that you have just gotta stay in the drafts, and that was one of them.
Because I love my mom. I
Yeah.
want her to. I don't know if this is weird to say, but I want my mom to have flawless experiences.
Like, I want you to have that.
Yeah,
too.
and I want you to have that as well.
So it's like,
Is that weird to say?
Okay, never let this guy pick up a mic again. Why in the hell did he say this about his own mother? I'm just in disbelief. Like, what is wrong with you, bro? She gave birth to you, bro. So yeah, next time you're with the boys, you know, just really think about, do I want to put all of my thoughts and conversations with my friends on blast? And from my experience, I guess, every time, like, people at my school started a quote-unquote The Boys podcast, it lasted literally, like, 2 episodes. They just didn't have that drive to continue the legendary Boys podcast. And I don't have a specific example for this one, but, like, there's this whole meme on TikTok of random podcasts you'll see just scrolling on TikTok with like Subway Surfers gameplay at the top. But yeah, man, there's a reason why those type of podcasts last like 2 episodes. Sometimes on podcasts, things go wrong and there's some kind of beef going on, especially in these gender wars podcasts. And now there's this one clip in particular from this Fresh and Fit podcast where it was just a disaster. Now, I talked about it a few videos ago, but I thought I'd show this clip on the screen. I'm not gonna play it though, because I don't think YouTube would like all the profanities going back and forth. But pretty much in this clip, Myron called the girl a bitch, and then they just had a screaming match back and forth. If I was in that situation and this dude called me a bitch, like, I wouldn't even try to argue with him. I would just say, fuck that, it's not even worth my time. And it broke out into a fist fight. I can't show that on screen, or else YouTube is gonna cook my ass. That's why I'm just like, all right, these podcasts are pretty much like trash TV. I'm not watching this. And